Hey gamers, today it's time to go back to the 80s and review Go For It. Let's check it out. Alright, so in this game, here's the board setup. You're going to set up all the worldly things you may want. Maybe you need a house and home. You're going to try to get some wheels, some feeling good stuff, just knickknacks, and you want to go places. So these are the items, the possessions that you're going to want, the things, the status symbols is what they call them. Everything's from the 80s here. And your goal is to get 3 of each of these throughout the game. Now, how you're going to do that is everyone's going to move this pawn. Just looks like a regular chess piece pawn. He starts right here, January, New Year's week. And if you'll notice, the board is broken out into months. So each week, there's the 4 weeks of January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one of these birthday pieces here. As you see, we got a birthday cake, a cupcake, a party hat, a ice cream cone, a piece of pizza here, and a present. Now, determining how many players there are, they'll each take one of these items and they'll place it around where their birthday occurs every month. Now, this is important because if someone lands on one of these birthday items and it just happens to be yours and it's for your birthday, well, what happens is everyone is going to pay you a present, one of their items that they have in their hand. How you're going to start the game is you're going to pick one of these excellent things. You can be in sports, high technology, fashion, music, law, and medicine. So let's look at sports here. You start off as a substitute. As you accumulate more status symbols, these cards here, you're going to get raises. You're going to move up to team player and get more money. Star athlete, team coach, team manager, and then finally club chairman. Oh, you're raking in the dough, aren't you? Now, how payday comes, it comes every time you get to the annual review, which is over here on the board in September. So basically Labor Day. Every time you pass that, everyone gets paid. However many status cards they have determines what level they're at, and that's going to be their income for the round. Now, the income are these marvelous 80s style-like bills. You're going to actually start with one $5,000 one. Look at this guy with the mustache there. You're going to get 4 baldy ones. That's $4,000 there. And then you're going to get 2 $500 bills. Yeah, yuppie city here. And of course, you're going to collect more and more money as the game goes on. But the goal is, of course, to buy things. Now, every square you land on here will tell you what you can buy. Sometimes it'll say, okay, you can only buy from this row, or you can buy from any row, or you can only buy from the face-up cards, or you can buy from a face-down card. Now, as you see, these face-down cards each have a regular value, which could be above or below what the actual cost is. So, for instance, if I wanted to buy a house, I'd have to pay $120,000 for the wild card, and let's see what type of home I got. Oh, 50. Oh, that is not good. Overspent my money there if I would have bought that. If I'd have bought some wheels for $12,000, oh, $5,000. Well, these are all bad. But as you can see, some here on the board, I could have gotten a $20,000 car or something like that, because there are more expensive ones. But that's taking the risk buying a face-down one. Some of them may have you trade cards with another player or give cards to another player. But every turn, people are rolling these dice, and they're going around collecting goods. Now, you can choose to go for it and trade up, meaning if I bought this nice Egyptian vacation here, then I'd say I want to go for it and trade up. I'd put it underneath the stack, and whenever you buy one, you'll take one from the top and put it in that corner, the empty space there. So I want to trade up, so I'm going to put this to the bottom, and I'm going to go for it. That means I get the one directly to the left here, which would be the swim pool, which is worth $8,000 instead of $4,000. So I roll these dice, and as long as I get above a 6, then I'm going to trade up for it. Well, dang, I just barely got that, didn't I? That's the risk. It's all or nothing sometimes. And so you can trade up gifts. But the whole thing is you're trying to get 3 of each in your hand. Now, once you get that, or you think you're about to get that, maybe you're close. Once you pass the annual review, you can announce that you are going for it. And when you do that, you're going to flip over your card, announce to everyone you're going for it this round, which means you're going to try to end the next round with 3 of each category: house and home, wheels, feeling good, which is just personal items, and going places, which is vacation spots. Now, other players can also choose to go for it as well. You may have 2 or 3 players trying to go for it. What happens to determine a tie? In a tie, you just add up everyone's value in cards, items, and of course, cash. Now, there are some spaces that make you get these news cards. These news cards can be good or bad, just determines, like this one. Oh, look, a rich uncle bequeaths me a house. I just inherited a home. Take any one of the face-up cards from the tray. So I could choose any one of these. Obviously, I'd want this big, nice one. Ooh, mansion. Yeah, I love that. So as you can see, that's kind of how the game goes. Sometimes news can be bad too, though. And as you're going around, it would only affect that one person who was rolling and moving the pawn that turn. And that's how you play Go For It. All right, so final thoughts. What do I think about Go For It? Well, I found out about this game. Someone was doing their top 10. And in his top 10, number 9 was Go For It. And I was like, what? That game? I'd seen this game a million times in flea markets and antique stores all over. And I just said, this doesn't look interesting. It just looks like a cheap, cheesy 80s game. That's exactly what it is, right? But it's not meant to be cheap and cheesy. They were being serious back then when they made this. This is a game for yuppies. I mean, this is, if you want something that's the essence of 80s and not just like, hey, remember the 80s? Throwback Rubik's Cube. This is the quintessential 80s board game. I don't know why I passed it up before. The idea of including someone's birthday and having that, you know, rewarding someone for their birthday, I don't think that's ever been done in a board game before. I love the pieces. They're really smart. At first, it didn't look like much. I mean, saw that single pawn, looks like a chess pawn. I was like, man, this does not look good. But then as we started playing it with my little nephews, I was like, this is really fun. They had fun collecting cards. And when you go for it, pretty much, or in a few games we've played, most of the people at the board is going to go for it too because they know you can win. Now, it is tricky because you do have to give cards to other people, or people can take cards from you during that, you know, year-round turn. I love how you can pick what career you want to be and just move your way up the ladder. That's really cool. I mean, everything about this game says 80s, and I love it. So should you get it? Well, honestly, it's going for way too much online. So you're going to have to wait till you find, and there's plenty of copies in antique stores and flea markets that go for much cheaper, much more reasonable price. I would not pay the inflated prices that are going online. But if you're an 80s guy, yeah, you need to check this out. All right, gamers, that's all the time I have for now. Until next time, game on.